Hey guys, welcome to the World in Chaos Daily Brief for October 17th, 23. There's quite a bit going on today. Lots of protests going on around the world. Um, Another big uh, false flag almost in the Gaza Strip. And we're going to cover all of that. We're also going to cover some Ukraine stuff this evening. It's currently 7 p.m. Central Time. So first we're going to go over some of these protests. So this is happening in Beirut, Lebanon. These are crowds headed for the U.S. Embassy. And there has also been a report of a fire at the U.S. Embassy in Beirut. I think I have a video of that one. Yeah. So they're starting fires at the gate at the U.S. Embassy in Lebanon. These are all protesters outside. There's more hating on America. Alright, so next, this is the Israeli Defense Force Rear Admiral Daniel Hagari. He's announcing the Israelis' intelligence that the missile that hit the hospital in the Gaza Strip was not from the IDF. And if you look at the videos, it's pretty obvious that it was a failed a failed rocket from Hamas fired from the Gaza Strip. And we do have video of that. That's from OSINT Defender. Okay, so here's the rocket attack from Gaza Strip. It was a massive barrage. One of the rockets failed, veered off, and actually landed in the Gaza Strip, hitting the hospital, killing 500. So here's that video. You can see the barrage start from the right-hand side. It's launching dozens of rockets. And watch right about the center of the screen, right here where my cursor is. Boom. So that hit the hospital. So that's what actually happened. The Hamas and Palestinians are coming out and saying that the hospital was bombed by the IDF. It was not. Alright, moving on. So this is a base, a U.S. military base in Turkey, or the outskirts of it. This is a large crowd trying to enter the U.S. military base inside of Turkey. The next one, this is Istanbul, Turkey. People in support of Palestine are uh, at the Israeli consulate in Istanbul. It's just chaos. Next, so this is the British Embassy in Iran. They're chanting all kinds of, hate the West slogans. Large gathering. Alright. This is a protest in Florida, United States. These are Taliban flags being waved. Free Palestine and Anti-Zionist Social Club on the back of that kid's shirt. That's in the United States, people. Alright, this is a major demonstration in Amman, Jordan, following the bombing in Gaza that I've showed you was not the Israelis' fault. Now, I think I'm putting two and two together here. This is an opinion, but Biden's meeting with the Jordanian king or government has been canceled, and I think it has to do a lot with this. Jordan's becoming more unstable. They're right next to Israel, so they canceled that meeting. Next, from OSINT Defender, again, this is Baghdad, Iraq. Large protest. I'm not sure where they're marching to. So there's another, pretty much all over the Islamic world and here in the United States, we're having these mass protests. So moving on from that, we're going to go to the war map, and we are going to start in southern Israel. We're just going to kind of roll through here. So the offensive on the Gaza Strip is still on pause. In my opinion, they're probably waiting on President Biden to come, and they're probably trying to get some assurances that Iran and Hezbollah aren't going to come and attack them once they go in. Once they send those troops in, it's going to be really hard to pull them out and move them to reinforce somewhere else if they do get attacked. That being said, I did put a couple videos out today, a couple shorts and one longer video about the carrier strike groups that are here in the Eastern Med, along with the 26th Marine Expeditionary Force. That is a lot of American firepower. I hope you guys will go and watch those. Alright, so back to the map. The UN field trucks did come through the Farah gate earlier today and delivered fuel. So I saw another YouTuber saying, why do they need fuel deliveries? They have enough gas to drive out of the, Gaza Strip, and that's just another uninformed opinion. But all these hospitals and, you know, uh, camps that all these people live in, they're all run on generators. So if they don't have fuel, they have no electricity, so they can't run the hospitals or anything. So there were some UN fuel trucks that came in from from Egypt today. We're going to click on a few of these. An Israeli raid. It's hard to remember which ones I want to talk about. Click on them here. Here's a video showing the moment the hospital was bombed. You'll see the explosion. I don't think you can hear it, but it is a large blast. But it came screaming in there. Alright, so moving on. Another airstrike in Az-Zawaida. More Israeli airstrikes. So this one's interesting. Hamas announces the killing of Al-Qassam Brigade's commander Ayman Nofal in an Israeli bombing in the Barouj camp in central Gaza, which is right here. Let's see. Alright, moving on into northern Gaza, so north of the Wadi that people are supposed to be evacuating south to. We've got the Iron Domes taking down missiles over Gaza. Let's see. Okay, so this is from 10 hours ago. Ministry of Health in Gaza. Hospitals have entered a stage of collapse due to the power outages and fuel scarcity. But that should be being relieved by those fuel trucks that are coming in. Alright, these are more videos about that bombing on the hospital. Okay, so here's one 6 hours ago. A complete power outage of Al Shafira Hospital in the Gaza Strip. 5 hours ago, Al-Qassam brigades from this location by Jabalia camp. We bombed Tel Aviv in response to the marches against civilians or massacres, I'm sorry, massacres against civilians in Gaza. Here's some more surveillance camera footage of the rockets being launched from northern Gaza, followed by a massive blast in the strip. This may be the video I've already showed. It's not going to let me. Alright. So other than that, moving up into central Gaza, there's been some, over in the West Bank, there's been some Molotovs being thrown around Jerusalem. Tel Aviv has had the sirens go off multiple times throughout the night and day. Up at the northern end of Israel, there's been uh, so let me check my notes real quick. Okay. There's just shooting and skirmishes going on all over the border. So Hezbollah was sending rockets across, and the Israelis would either bomb them with artillery or an airstrike in return. It's real lopsided up there right now. So that's all for Israel. We're going to move on to Ukraine. So all these red dots, or most of them, are going to be artillery, reports of artillery on the front lines. Not a lot's been changing along the front until you get down to the central front around here. And the Ukrainians have taken back a lot of ground. If you remember, this is they had taken Dnipro at one time, and they had come all the way around and were almost pushing to Odessa. So they pushed them all the way back on the other side of the river. Alright, let me get my notes turned. So Ukraine is reporting 56 combat engagements with Russia along the front around the Donetsk, which is down here. Let's see. Yeah, Donetsk is here, so this is the Donetsk Oblast. Um, Ukraine has almost pushed them completely out completely out into the Donetsk Oblast. Like this red line is the border, and that's where the war would have been before the 2021 invasion. And this is the Donetsk airport. So the lines from the 2014 war were right here, and they're almost pushed back to there, to the line, the original line. So there's not a lot going on here. I did want to report on it. I had a commenter saying he wanted to hear about it. Um, if we go down to Berdyansk, so this is one of the first reports of a ATACMS Block 1 missile. So they shot in the vicinity of Berdyansk Airport, and this is part of the shell that was left over just north of the airport there. Other than that, the only other big report is down here in Sevastopol, which is a major Russian base. Um, Russia reports destroying a UAV naval drone near Sevastopol. So they've got their defenses up as much as they can because they've lost several ships in that port. And that's going to do it, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. It'll go a long way. I'm really trying to grow the channel, put out content. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't like, and I'll adjust. I'll try to make it better. And with that, I'm gonna call it a night, and I will go live if anything happens either in Ukraine or Israel. And I hope to see you guys there. Bye.